Party at this point, we need to specify, does not live in a crematorium. He just has apparently a whole poo-poo platter of cremains.
Of ashes. Yes, cremains.
Warning. This podcast may cause uncontrollable laughter, side-eye stares, and questionable life choices. You're listening to The Big Party Show with Big Party and Molly.
I'm feeling fierce today.
Yeah, you are. You're
Hey,
fiery.
hey.
Somebody woke up
Hey.
spicy today. You're like, get out of the way. Make way for me.
I am feeling fierce, people. Hey, thanks for listening to all the party crashes out there. Thanks for the support. We still need you to do your diligence and spread the word and tell everybody that, the Big Party Show with myself, Big Party, and Molly does exist digitally on Apple Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. All right. Also, if you're watching it, we're on YouTube as well. It's the Hurrdat One Network. But yeah, thank you. I keep getting messages from people that aren't caught up yet, but they're catching up.
Yeah. Well, how crazy is this? We had trivia night the other night at the kids' school. I had two women come up to me, two friends of mine, and they were like, I've been listening to the show. And so they're completely like, they know me, but they're being introduced to you. Oh. And so this is like a whole new world for them. They're like, so you've worked for 20 years with this guy. I mean, we've heard you talk about him, but I've never, because keep in mind now, people come from all over. Like I have friends in Ireland that are listening. I want to say thank you to Audra and Jen in Chicago who came up to me this weekend. And that was the funny thing. They're like, so what's his story?
I'm taken, ladies. I'm taken. I'm just going to keep doing the finger thing all day. Hey.
Finger thing really translates.
We got people listening all over the place, Molly. Of course, I went to high school in Germany. And when you go to high school in a military school like that, when people leave, they scatter all over the place. Mm-hmm. And we have such a unique friendship. It's like that friendship where if you haven't seen somebody, we'll just say in 10 years and you run into them or you meet up with them, it's like you pick it up right where it was left off. It's just a weird friendship. So we have listeners, people, friends that are listening all over the world, Vietnam, all over the place. And my sister actually texted me yesterday. She lives in California. Hello, sis. She wanted me to tell you and Gracie about this app called Libby. Libby.
Oh, I have it on my phone.
Okay, Gracie, you need to get it on your phone. It allows you to borrow things from your local library. You need a library card, and you can belong to as many library cards or libraries as you want. And I guess she belonged. There it is right there.
This is my Libby app. Okay. This is currently what I'm reading. It's what they call romantasy.
Oh, yeah.
This is really crazy. It's got dragons
and fantasy.
Dragons and kids hooking up at like Hogwarts. That's basically what I'm reading right now.
Yeah. So Gracie, write it down. Super Gracie. She's our super producer. That's funny that she has 3 different libraries, I believe, that she follows. Because you can follow Chicago Library, Molly, if you have a card. You can do Omaha if you want. You could do wherever you want. You just need a card.
Oh, that's wild because I do have an Omaha library card, and this one is tied to my Chicago library card, but I haven't ever tried to put multiple libraries on this app. I've only just used it as a Chicago library card. But I can now, I can library drift. How cool is that?
I feel not dumb, but like the whole library experience. I know we've talked about it a bit now, but a lot of people do use the library, I'm learning. Not everybody, but there was a lot of people that do.
New human alert.
New human alert right here.
I'm telling you, I know that like in your sleepy part of the world, like I get it. Like there are people, once you're in the library sphere.
Yeah.
We all, I mean.
Library sphere, huh?
It's bananas to think that, there was a world where there wasn't a library, where you couldn't just walk in and have free information at your fingertips, no matter what it was. Except for what you found.
Well, I think everything's like on the internet. So, I'm not an avid reader of fantasy romance novels like yourself.
What? You mean you haven't been dying to read Onyx Storm since it came out in January? The
No.
exciting third installment of the Fourth Wing series. Psst. I can't believe we're friends.
It's called Romantasy.
Oh, yeah, I've read a ton of them.
Oh,
It
wow.
is a
They got everything
scary
now.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
it makes gajillions of dollars.
Does it really? I believe it.
So people have
No, it is.
gone
Well,
in this
women,
romantasy world.
there's not enough romance in this world for you ladies. So you guys got to get it from somewhere.
Right. That includes dragons and elves. Got to take what we can get. Any port.
Hobbits.
It's more believable that an elf exists, that
Okay.
a fairy exists, than a
Okay.
romantic man who could do these things.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, I do have a gift for you. I don't know when I should show it. Maybe we just do it right now. Molly, for those of you who don't know, she collects, I don't want to say weird stuff, but it is weird stuff, right?
Eclectic. I'm an
Okay.
eclectic collector.
So you have just so people know, you have like a shrine. I want to say it's probably not a shrine; it's probably a display, but of like cat whiskers. And then you have, I always forget, what do you have? A wing of a cicada or something like
Yes,
that.
last year was the big cicada year. Remember, they were
You got
everywhere.
a wing, so you got that in a little jar. And what other weird stuff do you have there?
Oh, I mean, I've
Yeah.
got rocks and all sorts of found things from the beach and my walks and things like that. Why? What did you get?
Well,
What
I
did you
have this.
do?
This is a very unique thing. Gracie, I'm going to need you to play something. I want to say it's P1. Play P1 for me, please. It's very unique. You're not going to find this anywhere. It's one of a kind. You will never find that little thing right there that we're showing on the YouTube channel.
What is it? I mean,
That
what is it besides a piece of flake that's on a floor somewhere? This says to me clean.
that is a bone shard from my body.
What? Oh, I don't want that.
No,
That's a
you can put it
terrible
in your
gift.
jar.
No,
So
I don't
when
want
I
a
was
piece of you in my house. Are you kidding me? What kind of thing am I manifesting with that?
So what happened was when I was younger, I broke my jaw, clean break, and they just, when they were pulling out my wisdom teeth, all that stuff happened. So they just wired me up. This is like when I was 18. So basically, I have shrapnel in my jaw that every 10 years or something, it decides to reject it. Kind of like a sliver that you get in your hand, your body will reject that out, you know? This is bone shard. So that's the second one. Now, I have an issue going on right now. It's happening again. So I have to go to a surgeon today and have them hopefully remove this thing because it's poking right out of my gums on the inside. And I don't want to pull it out myself because the last two I did myself because the dentist couldn't find it. They thought I was crazy. So Wileen told me last night, she goes, I have that last one you pulled out. The thing is about half the size of a fingernail.
Wileen loves
that's how big it is.
making bone shards. No.
I'm glad she did because I can take that in today and show them what I'm talking about instead of talking crazy.
You're like,
And
but
so-
my wife needs it back. You're talking crazy. When you say I want my bone shard back because my wife keeps it.
She gave it to me last night, and I thought, Molly, I'm putting this in a jar, and you can have it with your whiskers and your little bug wings.
On respectfully, no.
Okay.
Just if I started displaying pieces of you in our house, I think Peter would probably bristle a little bit. If I'm like,
Okay.
oh, come look at this. Look, it's Murray's cat whiskers. It's a cicada wing from the big year that the cicadas came out in
Big
force.
party bone, yeah.
And Big Party Bone. Peter would be like, wait, what? What is on our kitchen sill? No, absolutely not. Garbage.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. I have a bone in my mouth. How bad does that sound?
You've got a party in your mouth. Now you've got a
got out.
bone in your mouth. I can't with you in your mouth. Your mouth is really, it really gets you into some interesting scenarios.
Yes, it does. But yeah, so all right.
All right, so I've got a piece of news of the day for you.
What's that? What's that?
Okay, so I saw this. I thought this was interesting. Saturday Night Live is branching out to the UK.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Apparently,
All right.
they've never done this. So it really is like it'll be Saturday Night Live, a UK edition. So the idea
Okay.
is Lorne Michaels, who is the brainchild creator of Saturday Night Live. They just celebrated their 50th anniversary, and I guess this is something that they've been working on to bring to England, the UK, Scotland, all those kind of places, with their own fully British cast.
Okay, and Brits are funny.
Well, they are, but what's interesting is, they have different television regulations than we do.
Like, what do you mean?
Like after 9:30 at night. So this will just be like here, where it'll be live from, I guess, London or Manchester or wherever they have it. It's Saturday night. They can cuss, they can show nudity, they can have like all sorts of stuff that we can't have on commercial television here.
Okay.
There was
so it's gonna be great. Is that what you're saying? It's gonna be great.
You're like F-bombs and boobs. You're like, how
hey, there's
they win?
There's some actors on Saturday Night Live that I'd love to see naked. But that's a whole nother topic, I guess. But yeah.
For therapy. Everyone's like, wait, what? So they're going to have, this is supposed to be in 2026. I guess they started talking about it in 2021. And so it's been a while, but now it's like really going to happen. I'm curious how it works when we reverse export on account of the fact that we've always been the importers. Yeah. Whether it's The Office, or like I just think of all the shows that we get that had, like even American
that we steal,
Idol.
right? Stuff that we steal. Yeah, we steal from the originators from different countries.
Yeah, we bring it over here and we put our stamp of America stank on it.
Yeah, America stank. God, you see the ladies, I guess Saturday Night Live had to make an apology. They had to make an apology to the girl that played Chloe.
Okay.
On White Lotus.
Really?
Yeah.
They went pretty far.
They did.
The White POTUS, they really skewered her.
They did. So Sarah Sherman. Yes. She impersonated her character from White Lotus on that bit called The White POTUS. Yes. And Amy Lou Wood, she's the one with the teeth. She got upset with the thing, and she said that sketch mocked her smile, calling it mean and unfunny. And the joke was about fluoride. She said she has big gap teeth, not bad teeth. Gracie, let's play that tiny little bit. It's 1V.
Like, what if we took all the fluoride out of the drinking water? But what would that do to people's teeth?
Fluoride? What's that? Oh, look, a monkey.
I'm gonna go kill it and eat it.
No, not the monkey.
Oh, I saw that. I did not like that.
No one did.
Well, because everyone feels really protective of her.
And even so the character, the character that, what was her love interest? He had posted something like amazing.
Walter
all this
Goggins.
Yes, he said amazing, blah, blah, blah. And the thing went nuts. And of course, he immediately had to take his post down. So now everyone thinks they're fighting. Everyone's fighting now. But God, I felt so bad for her. I really did. I felt bad. I laughed during that bit because I love Sarah. I just love what she does on Saturday Night Live. She's always a hit. So every time I watch it, I laugh, but I'm not laughing at Amy Lou. I'm laughing at Sarah. Yes. But gosh, everyone is upset. I think everyone's just sensitive right now. But I get it, but yeah, I don't know. What do you think about that? That's an apology.
I watched that whole bit, and it starts off and it's like really funny. And you're like, this is kind of a cool parallel. By the end, I was like, this is terrifying. It was like uncomfortable. And the turn for me was that scene. Like it was that
one
scene,
right there?
That's the scene that for me, I was like, what? Like it went from being a satire, like a funny poke at something, to all of a sudden like being just mean and dark and
Well,
just
that's what
like
they're saying. Also, that they were making fun of her accent.
all of it.
Play it again for me, Gracie, one more time. Thank you.
Like, what if we took all the fluoride out of the drinking water? But what would that do to people's teeth?
Fluoride? What's that? Oh, look, a monkey.
I'm gonna go kill it and eat it.
No, not the monkey.
I'm sorry.
You're like,
Not the monkey. So yeah, that's the latest on that front right there. I don't think I've ever heard of Saturday Night Live having to do a apology like that, but I think they really felt like they hurt her.
Yeah, she's sort of a beloved character.
Yeah,
like
she's
definitely somebody where I think everyone really liked her. And then given, I mean, I guess we can't even do spoilers at this point because it's been so many weeks, but given the end story for her character, it really did make her this tragic figure who was just sort of light and love and just sort of floating along and gets swept up in just some bad stuff.
Yeah, she was truly in love. She was an in love character. Everybody was trying to hit it, and she was stuck with that guy. By the way, that forehead look is new. What's his name again?
Walter Goggins.
Yeah, that forehead that goes way back,
It's
receding
called a receding hairline.
I guess
it's
that's
not a forehead. It's called a receding hairline. I love how the bald guy on the show is like really soft pedaling it. I don't know. What do you call that? A large forehead? You're like, it's called bald.
Well, they're saying because of that.
Bald.
Because of that, this White Lotus, it's brought an attraction to that look. As long as your hair is combed nicely, you can't be like Lester Holtz.
What is this? From
what?
Bald Quarterly? They're like, you guys, I feel like we've finally made a breakthrough. We plan a couple more of these characters. They used to do it. Big Tobacco did it during the day where they'd have people smoking. And the next thing you know, everybody wanted to smoke. Well, I think we put enough bald guys in this in romantic categories. They'll just all want to be bald.
It's what the ladies want. It is what the ladies want. But yeah, there you go. There's the latest with that one. But okay. What's your spring cleaning deal? What's your spring cleaning?
So spring cleaning is in the air. Apparently one of the places that people neglect that they were focusing on, there's like a multi-step, like I signed up for this newsletter. So like every day they'll send you a different portion of your house that you should be cleaning. I have not cleaned one portion since the newsletter started last week. But this one was interesting to me because they talked about under the bed.
Oh.
Under the bed is like the dustiest part of your bedroom.
I would agree with that.
Miss it. That's where dust bunnies kind of hide out and all this stuff. But it triggered this memory of mine about another article that I read about under the bed, and it had to do with Feng Shui.
Okay.
So, Feng Shui is like the energy of a space. Everyone will be like, oh, you've got to have, certain things in certain corners of a room in order to make it flow. You've heard of Feng Shui.
Yeah,
I mean, it's definitely something.
I thought it was Feng Shui. Feng Shui.
Feng Shui?
Yeah.
Feng Shui. Maybe it's like tomato and tomato.
I was just going to say that. Okay. All right.
If I'm saying it incorrectly.
I don't even know.
No. If I'm saying it incorrectly, my apologies. It's going to drive somebody crazy for the next 2 minutes while I say this word. And they're like, that is not how you say it.
Keep doing it then.
Which is totally not a Zen way to react to me saying it wrong,
no,
by the way.
No, it's not. Nope.
Find your inner bald Buddhist.
Yes, see? There you go. Bald.
Again, bald placement. So what I remember reading about is that there is this pushback against keeping things under your bed. Do you store things under your bed?
Wileen has, the sweet Wileen, the wifey, she has containers that fit underneath the bed with, that she puts her winter stuff in, and then she changes it out every year like you ladies do. So yeah, there's stuff underneath the bed, but anytime I've looked underneath that bed, it's a wooden floor. It's very dusty.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so dusty, but it is.
So 2 parts of this. One is the spring cleaning advice I have for you, where they say if you do keep containers under there, take all the containers out, wash off the top of the containers so even they can get dusty, and then clean out underneath your bed with whatever, whether if you vacuum if it's carpet or clean it with your favorite quote floor cleanser if it's hardwood. Now, the other little thing is that you're not supposed to have stuff underneath your bed, according to like
Why?
energy Zen stuff. It like screws up with your whole mind energy sleep cycle. So one
Really?
of the things is that they say that items under the bed interfere with the flow of Feng Shui and will have detrimental impact on both the subconscious and your quality of sleep.
Oh, and I'd have
ASMR
awful quality of sleep.
That's what I
I've
thought about.
bad quality of sleep.
So they came out with a list of the 7 things people keep under their bed that
Okay.
like you really shouldn't. And some of them are more egregious than others. There are some
Right.
things where it's like, just don't do it.
Let me
The
guess.
worst one,
Let me
Go ahead.
guess. Shoes.
yes,
What number is that on? What
that
list?
was number 1.
I
not because
really
it's
I
that
went it
bad.
out. Okay, shoes.
Shoes and boots, they're like that. To find someplace else to keep them. Don't keep that stuff underneath your bed. It
Blankets.
blocks the flow.
Blankets.
I did not have blankets.
Towels.
I have general, that could go under general clutter. General
Okay.
clutter could be one of those things where it's like, just keep it out. Guess what the worst thing to have under the bed is?
Of course a body. But
You're not sleeping well for a whole other sack of reasons. You're like, honey, I don't feel like I'm sleeping that great. They're like,
Hat.
do you think it's the Feng Shui in the room? You're like, I think it's the dead body under the bed in the room. Like, huh, okay, interesting. Well, let's agree to disagree. I think it's all your clutter on the nightstand. She's like, well, I think
exactly.
it's that reeking corpse of
Well,
the neighbor.
How about a hat? Is the hat? I don't know why a hat would be so terrible.
No.
What is it? I give up.
Work-related items.
Like what? What do you?
Laptops, chargers, notebooks, all sorts of that little clutter. And I thought about you and I because we are totally bedtime preppers.
Yeah.
You know, because of what we do, a lot of times you're taking those last moments and you're on your phone and doing whatever. They're saying that that is some of the most detrimental for a whole host of reasons. One is like, this is just this whole toxic energy that's just living underneath you while you try to sleep at night.
Okay.
And then the other thing is also just the idea of like devices in bed, like not a great place. They're like create a different space for that. The
Absolutely.
other thing,
Yeah.
which
There's
I thought
more?
was weird.
There's
no,
more.
there's another
But
one that's
wait.
but wait. No, there's another one that is also somehow not that great, and that's keeping boxes of photos underneath your bed.
I don't have that.
They say you should not be sleeping on top of or, quote, pressing down on your loved ones.
Oh, weird.
I know.
That's weird.
It is.
Why?
They should be in a place of honor and in a place of, you know, like do a gallery wall
Oh,
or
a place
something.
of honor. Listen to that. I like that. A place of honor.
But that
Okay.
you shouldn't be using them as like stuffed underneath the bed. It was kind of spooky. I'm superstitious Irish, so something
Yeah.
like that like really like haunted me. I don't have them underneath the bed. But
What about-
this, like,
What about ashes?
don't keep that under the bed. I think that would be number 1 with a bullet. Are you
No.
nuts? It's like right up there with dead body.
No, I don't. No, I don't mean it's underneath the bed. Like ashes. You said place, honorable place.
Okay.
So
I
I
don't know
have-
what.
I have on the dresser, I have Wrigley, my border collie ashes in a bag.
In your
And
bedroom?
then next to that, I have Rocky 2 in a bag.
In your
But down
bedroom.
in the basement, I have my grandfather and grandmother in a box.
Party at this point, we need to specify, does not live in a crematorium. He just has apparently a whole poo-poo platter of cremains.
Of ashes. Yes, remains. Okay, I need to find an honorable place.
Yeah,
Maybe
stats.
that's why I'm not sleeping well either, because of the ashes,
You think?
the cremains and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but dead energy in your sleep space? Yeah, that's like some crazy stuff, man. That's like the
Okay.
kind of thing where that's like deep grieving process. Like
Dead
if I think of
energy.
stuff like that, like I think of something like moved on energy, but you're hoarding it with yourself in your most sacred of spaces. You
Mhm.
trying to tell me that that's not going to mess with the whatever magnetic field you got going on with your like Zen energy? Dude.
I guess so. All right, moving it on.
Yeah,
all right,
get
so
those dead animals out of your room.
get them out of the room. So that's pretty much it for the for no sleeping above pictures and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were saying don't do that for
right.
pictures. The other stuff that they did real quick was just
Sure.
like books, paperwork. You know, everybody shoves that underneath the bed. She had a great quote, and that was this: tucking clutter away, it's still there. It's the
Yes.
idea of if you throw your Visa statement in a drawer and pretend like it doesn't exist, it does. Same thing for clutter. Just because you put it somewhere and close the door doesn't mean that there's not still clutter in your life. It's
Yeah.
still there on a certain plane.
I hate clutter so much. God, I hate it, hate it, hate it.
You're not allowed to come to my house ever.
Yeah, really.
You and Peter need
I
to
don't
run off
like it.
together.
Yeah, I do not like clutter. I do tuck some of it away, but for the most part, I just get rid of it. I have this thing where I pick up after myself, and so I don't have to pick it up later. Because all it does is build and build. Next thing you're spending an hour cleaning. Not like I don't have an hour to clean, but if I pick up all my stuff and papers and everything like that, then I'm not a clean freak either. I just don't like spending a lot of time cleaning.
Well, so to me, it's not about, okay, so you're saying pick up after yourself.
That's
I
all
pick
I
up
do.
after myself.
Yeah.
No, but that's not the clutter that's in my house.
No, you got kids and stuff.
Yeah, I've got like, oh, I want to hold on to that thing that they made in second grade, or oh,
Yeah.
I want to hold on to this scrap of paper, or do I still need those doctor medical things from their 2-year checkup? Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm totally vapor locked. I mean, I drive Peter crazy because I'm like, I don't know, hold on to it. He's like, some of this stuff, it's just gotta go.
You got a whole room dedicated to papers.
Exactly. It's called
Clutter.
my studio. I close the door. I'm like, don't go in there. That's my
Yeah.
sacred space.
Well, some people work in chaos. They work great in chaos. Not that your life is chaos, but
Oh, it is.
some people work great in chaos for some reason.
I think I've always worked in chaotic jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've always like gravitated towards jobs that is all about organizing chaos.
Like the clown, when you were a party clown for a few
Right.
years,
Yeah. All
chaos.
those kids, chaos.
Chaos.
But I
All
came
right.
in and I organized that circus.
So Blue Origin, they just did that flight with 6 women on Monday. I don't think they are getting the attention they wanted because it was truly a flight of the haves while the not haves, the have-nots watched this thing. Now, I watched it and I thought it was cool, but I have not seen, of the thousands of comments, even celebrities that are saying that for the most part it was just not it was tone deaf for the most part, and it was out of touch because each one of those seats cost $1.1 million to $1.5 million. You had Katy Perry, you had Gail on there, you had his Lauren Sanchez. It's the first time I've ever seen her not hanging out of her shirt, by the way. They went up, and now even celebrities are saying, even Wendy's tweeted out, the restaurant, that someone said Katy Perry made it back to Earth, and they tweeted back saying, can we send her back? Everyone is so upset, Molly. They're saying people have lost their jobs, people are hungry, all these things are happening, and you guys are up there pretending like you're astronauts, which you're not an astronaut, which is offensive to every other astronaut is what they're saying. This thing has completely gone so bad for all of them because, while everyone's struggling, they're up there doing their thing. And I don't hate the rich. I just found it was very interesting. I thought people would be like, yay, the glass ceiling has been broken. Nobody.
I don't think anybody looks
one
like that.
person even cares. They're so upset about that whole Blue Origin thing. So yeah, that's the latest with that.
It's an expensive party trick to be pulling
it
at a
is.
time when people
11 minutes.
can't afford to have a party.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I think it doesn't surprise me that there is some sort of backlash on the cost of everything.
Yes.
Though to
I
be,
agree.
like in all things like, I mean, okay, so let's say Katy Perry decided to write a $1.5 million check instead of paying for this experience, which, you say to yourself, okay, all the jobs that Blue Origin that has, all of the time it took, that energy, the kind of knowledge and will and know how to do those kind of jobs. So yes, I do relate with the fact that they are not astronauts. They kept saying
they're
like, I was like,
not.
they're not astronauts.
You are officially an astronaut.
You
Yeah.
cannot buy a costume at Mangelson's
No, you
and wear it on the
cannot.
trampoline. And just
Yeah.
because you caught air at some point, you can be like, I'm an astronaut. I touched the stars.
Yeah.
I will say
yeah.
that it was very funny. They all come off and they ring that bell as they come off of the
Yes.
oh,
Oh, you're talking about Gail, right? Gail's
boy.
face. She looked terrified and very unhappy. You know why she was the way she was? Is because she is afraid to fly, number one. And two, she doesn't even have her ears pierced because she's afraid it's going to hurt. So she lives a life of fear somehow. And so that's why all of those looks that she had, yeah, everyone's asking, why did you look so angry?
She didn't
But I
look
think it's
angry. She looked
fear.
like she was going to be sick.
Yeah.
Like to me, it
Imagine
didn't look
that,
like
though.
an angry face. It looked like a face where I was like, I do not want to puke on camera. I do not want to puke on camera. I mean, angry at yourself for the fact that like you're just about ready to like spew after, which has got to be a normal. I mean, you watch them go up. You saw the hard landing that they had. If you're not somebody who likes to fly, you really got to be hating life.
Well, look how many G's you're going up there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm uninterested.
Yeah,
I
so-
know. I am perfectly happy staying
on-
terrestrial based. I am not. The closest I want to come to the sky is when I get to fly somewhere really great on this planet.
Okay.
Like, I take off in my hometown and
And
I
come-
land in Hawaii.
Yeah.
But I do not care to go to inner space, lower space, wherever they were and float like a freak. That
For
scares
4
the
minutes.
hell. That scares the hell out of me. I'm with Gail King. When I saw her that, I was like, girl, you were not supposed to be up there. That if God meant you to do that, he would have given you a rocket ship for a butt.
It was funny because it was the pink moon, up there, right? Of course, you see it differently there because, this stuff, nothing's blocking it. And so when Lauren, that's Sanchez, that's Bezos's fiance,
Yes.
was talking about the pink moon, everybody literally said, even the lady interviewing, she goes, was it pink? She's like, no, it's not pink.
They're like, the moon. Listen, as an astronaut, aka
Oh my
his
God.
fiance, you're not an astronaut. You're like, well, I feel like I am in this interview because you're asking if the moon was pink. And I feel like me knowing that it wasn't puts me closer to
God.
astronaut than you.
Did you do the pink, the moon? The pink
I
moon
did.
water?
Hold on, I've got
Okay.
like a little container here.
Come on, add my bone to it.
No.
Ooh, what if that grew some weird? Ooh, take a drink.
No.
Do you drink that? What do you
I
do
don't
with that?
drink this. I clean with it.
Okay, you clean
look
with
like
it.
a
Let's
total-
explain for those of you that don't know what moon water is. What is in the middle of that? People, you need to go to the Hurrdat One network, the Hurrdat One YouTube to see this stuff. You should listen to the podcast on the Spotify or Apple, and then back up and go hit the YouTube. What is that in the middle of that jar of? Is that a rock?
It's one of
or-
the like crystals that my friend gave me, and apparently, like if you put it out on like full moons, it like is supposed to re-energize whatever energy's in it. I don't know. I can fish it out. I
No, don't
haven't
do
yet.
that.
No, I'm not going to fish it out just yet. And then the other one is my dream stone,
Okay.
which God, my husband's listening to this. He's going to be like, "What's in our bed?"
Oh no, what is it? Tell me. What is it?
It's a dream rock. It's a rock
Okay.
that's supposed to help you have, talking about Feng Shui. Wow, look at this. It's totally full circle. So keeping with all of this, I have this rock that I keep in my pillowcase, and it's a crystal that's supposed to be good for dreams.
Doesn't it bother your sleep?
No, it's like Princess and the Pea. I mean, if you can notice it, like seriously, like you are the most precious creature ever.
Okay.
It's in my pillowcase. So
That's normal, but
So
okay.
I have a zip closed pillowcase, so it can't slide out. So
All right.
it's in there, and now that I think about it, it hasn't been the last couple of days, and I have had some really weird dreams. Is this a dream? Feels like it.
This is a dream.
Is this a
a dream? Yeah.
This is a nightmare. Oh my God.
All
So I
right,
keep
well.
this. It's like, and so that was one of the other ones that I put out during the full
Okay.
moon. But yes, I will use this moon water. I don't
To
know. It just makes
clean.
me happy. Listen,
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm with it. I have a whole giant bottle of tequila that I moon rocked, or moon whatever I did to it. I stuck it out in the moon. Gracie, you're going to be doing this too, by the way. You watch.
she's like, oh, I don't suck me into your weirdo. Well, here's the thing. Well, Gracie will find this funny. So, Saturday night was the night that we were supposed to put it out for the pink water.
Yeah.
And that was the night that we had trivia night at our school church.
Okay.
And so I ran into our parish priest. And
Uh-huh.
he's like, I heard there's a full moon tonight. I was
yeah,
like,
all right.
oh boy. Because I told on myself the last time I did this. I was like, I just want you to know that I put out moon water. And he's like, do you believe in the power of moon water over all? I was like, no. He's like,
Yeah.
he's like, see you at
Hey.
church on Sunday.
People do it. They're following your ways. And if it makes you happy and it does stuff for you, then that's what you should do. I am not against it. The sweet Wileen, we did it.
Did you put some out this weekend?
No, I completely forgot. But I always remind you.
I know.
But I forget, which is so stupid. But yeah.
Which is
But
crazy.
anyway, but yeah.
Maybe I
All
should
right.
be texting you now.
Yeah. All right. So make sure if you want to reach out to us, it's bpscrasher@gmail.com. You can also shoot us a text at 402-915-0962. You want to listen to us on, while you're getting ready for work. I call this the Wileen way. Pretty much. You just tell your Alexa to play the new episode, or just play the Big Party Show podcast new episode. All right. And this one will pop up immediately. And yeah, make sure you follow, you rate, review, and share it with the world that the Big Party Show exists. That's
Let
it.
people know. Let people know how easy it is. Let people know, hey, listen, just give it one listen. You're
That's
going to
it.
listen to these guys, and really, is that what Big Party's all about? Yes.
Yeah.
He'll let you in.
I'll let you in. All right, we're out of here. We'll see you guys Friday. Have a safe day and do yourself good.